From Carrollton, Texas, please welcome Alex Rincon.
Well, look, man, we'll start off like this, man. Today, I'm sitting down with my boy, who I was doing some research on you before we came. So I'm like, how do you like to be introduced? Do you still introduce yourself as a fighter?
Honestly, not anymore.
Yeah.
Not anymore, because I know
athlete,
what I'm working
retired
towards.
pro
Yeah,
athlete.
Yeah, retired pro athlete. Yeah.
So today, man, just from what I did my research on you, bro. Number one, been boxing for what, almost 20 years now. Competing for what, about 18 years now. You've won a ton of amateur tournaments. You've traveled internationally, pursuing the sport of boxing. Then you also had a very successful basketball career, from what I heard. We're going to talk more about that. Had to pick and choose, and then decided to go the boxing route. Professional record right now, what, 11-0?
10-0.
10-0. Professional record of 10-0. Signed with Golden Boy, right? A deal with Golden Boy, top prospect. And, had a huge career, change where you end up collapsing in the ring after your last fight of victory and had to make the decision to, put a pause on boxing and figure out what you want to do. We're going to talk about all of that. The next thing that you transition into, though, is being an artist and making music. And we're going to talk about that as well. So, man, today I got my boy Alex Rincon.
Thanks for having me, bro. Man, happy to be here, bro. Happy to finally do this with you, too.
Yeah. I know we've been talking about it for a minute, bro. I mean, we see each other at least 3 times a week because we train and all that. So, man, I want to know, growing up here in Texas, right? Like, this is a fighting state.
Yeah.
What got you into boxing, and did you from the beginning realize, like, man, like, this is a way out? This is something my big brother is doing. My dad is making me. Like, how does boxing come into play?
So my grandpa was pro in Mexico, in Monterrey, which is like most of my family's at now, on my dad's side at least. And so my grandpa was pro in Mexico. I don't really know his record like that, but he was active. He loved it. And then my father started doing it. My dad, Jorge, he started doing it. But I think he had maybe 1 or 2 amateur fights, which is kind of funny because he had such a high standard for us. I'm like, wait, bro, like, you didn't even do that. But, when I came to find out later. But then he started focusing on my brother and I. But really, he started focusing on my brother, George, being 3.5 years older than me. My brother started at 8, so at 5, I was in the gym running around, you know what I'm saying, like hitting bags. And my dad had stuff at home for us already to do, like little bags. And everything he had us doing was box related around the house.
So dad already had the vision.
He did.
My boy's
He had the plot.
box. Yeah.
He did have the plot, bro.
Let's go even before the boxing. Like, what type of kid are you growing up, bro? Are you a problem child? Are you you listen? Like, what type of kid are you? More timid, shy?
When I was a little kid, I was I'm still a mama's boy at heart. But when I was a kid, I was a little more timid. But because of I didn't have the best memories of childhood with my dad. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of traumatic. We butted heads a lot of verbal abuse and things like that. That kind of, I think, it definitely molded me as a man of even as a fighter. But I was timid, but more timid around in my own home of with my family, just because of if I do something that my dad doesn't like, I'm gonna get hit or I'm gonna get yelled at, I'm gonna get called out of my name, and then it diminished me as a person, mentally, as a kid. And it's terrible as a kid, because the kid, it really messes with you, you know what I'm saying? So it was kind of I was even more timid because of that. And then I think that's what made me, as I got older, kind of not like confrontation that much, because of I feel like my dad paralyzed me in that way.
Do you feel like he was treating you like that because maybe he saw that timidness and he was trying to mold you into something else, or you just think that was just his parenting style? That's just what he knew. I
think he came from a traumatic background, and I think that's all he knew. And I think I was talking about that with somebody recently, that we forget that our parents, I think we have that thought of our parents should know everything, and man, they know everything. They're our parents. They should know everything,
right.
But they're just people trying to figure it out on the way, you know what I'm saying? And I think my dad just kind of had that background, and he had tough love, and he didn't know how to express it because he never saw it, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's why he just genuinely didn't know how.
2-parent household, mom and dad together?
Well, they divorced when I was 14, so a freshman in high school.
Okay, yeah. Okay. So as you're boxing, you're having this type of relationship with your pops. Obviously, if you divorced at 14, and they've probably been having some issues for some years leading up to that, I know that probably leaks over. Like, are you developing like this anger, right? Like, if you're a fighter and you're a good fighter, from what I've seen, you somewhere deep down, even if you cool, relax on the outside, but when it's time to fight, you pull that pain, that fire from somewhere.
Yeah, I think that's what the difference with me and my brother. My brother is also, he's very kind of like non-confrontational. He's very calm. He's level-headed. He avoids any type of issue. He kind of suppresses his emotions, and I'm very outspoken. I'll talk. I'll say. I'll cry. I'll whatever. I'll let it out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But in the ring, like but we were raised the same. Like, we're very kind. We say hi to everybody. We're not rude. We're not disrespectful. But the difference that they say about me and my brother is that like he fights with very technical, and he's just naturally strong. And mine came from like aggression. But because of my background and my relationship with my dad, like, we had two different sort of memories as kids of what our relationship with our dad was, and I had my perspective, he had his, and then there's things that kind of like intertwine at the same time. But mine came for sure from aggression of like how I was spoken to, and how like the anger and like the pent up anger of like making me feel less than or whatever, you know what I'm saying, as an example. But yeah, I think it definitely came up from like that pent up like anger that I had as a kid, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I just seen something on social media. I can't remember if it was this morning or last night, but it showed the Jacksons, it showed Venus and Serena. I want to say it even showed like Mayweather, it showed a couple other people, right? And it was like, apparently bad dads produce great kids, right? From what people say, right? Like bad dads on the outside. And I know like as we look back, because me and my dad, like I'm the oldest, I got 3 younger siblings. How I can process things is probably like exactly how you and your brother are. I got a brother who's younger than me. If my dad talked to my brother the way he talks to me, my brother will shut down. But for me, in my mind, I'll be, man, fuck you. I'll be thinking that in my head, like, dude, that's how I could take. So everybody's different. But as you are, having stuff going on in your home life, you're balancing with dad being your coach and your dad. Was he your coach growing up?
Yeah, he definitely, he was our coach for quite a while.
Yes. So with dad being dad and coach, pushing you, and then you are starting to have success. So talk to me about like that amateur career, because from what I heard, it sounds like you traveled internationally, you won international tournaments. Catch me up on that.
So, like, I hated boxing. Like, I never wanted to do it. I was always, like, when we go to the gym, I was trying to sneak out back and hoop, because I was like, that's what I want to do. You couldn't tell me different. I wanted to be in the NBA. That's what I was going to do. And when we went to the gym, the strict program at the Irving Police Program, and whenever we'd go train, it was just, I just had the talent. Like, my dad saw it, and I didn't see it. I was just good at it, because I was a visual learner. I learned
boxing.
boxing.
But your passion was basketball.
Exactly,
We're going to talk more about the basketball. Keep going.
So when I go to the gym, they would see that, and I would go to the gym, and I'd win these tournaments, and I was barely even, honestly, I wasn't really working that hard because I didn't want to,
Were you always this tall? Like,
nah, I stretched out.
What age were you when you got this height?
I think I would say bro, my sophomore year.
Okay.
So that's where I really stretched out. It was like there's a photo of me and my brother at a tournament the next year. I was like, I just passed him.
Yeah.
It was crazy. But
is your dad tall too?
Yeah, my dad's side of the family is super tall. Like his whole females, all of them, in Monterrey.
I mean, you're tall for being Mexican.
Yeah, for sure. We're like the best height for a dude is like 5'7", like max. That's a blessing for them. So I'm blessed.
But you were you bigger for your age? Were you taller for your age?
Once I got to that like age 14, that's whenever I got I stretched out, and then I was always
Mexican
really
homies, bro. 8th grade, they were grown, bro.
Yeah.
Mustache, tall, everything, bro.
The facial hair came first, but the height didn't come.
Yeah.
Nah, that's what happened with me. Just that I think I do believe the science of basketball stretches you out as well, right? Like the exercise and the applied metrics behind it. And I think that's what stretched me out. But yeah, man, I think the talent was there, and they believed that the talent was there, and my dad saw it. And with amateur boxing, I think I just started to. When I was playing basketball, it was always back and forth, because you had during the season, and I would train in the garage every now and then.
Right.
But as soon as basketball ended, I'm in the gym, and I win the tournaments, and I had the record of, I think it was like 90-14 in the amateurs, and I got to travel internationally. So at the age of 15, I won a big national tournament that I just could never fucking win that one. I could never win it, and then finally I won it. And that just sparked the confidence.
Which one was that?
It was Ringside Nationals. Well, they call it Ringside World Championships, but it was like a national tournament.
And what year was this?
I believe it was 2011. So I think I just got back from the Junior Olympics. I got silver there. And I was in 165. I could have did 152, but I was a little too big for 152. Like, I don't think I would have made it in a healthy way.
Yeah.
So I was always sparring bigger guys, older guys. I was very elusive, and I just could move a lot. So, like, that helped me. And then,
because boxing is different, though. You could be, 14, and you might be fighting somebody. I mean, what's the age?
Yeah. So it's always by 2 years, so like 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. But I had the way they did it at a certain time, they did it like if your birthday is, later in that year, then you're going to still move up that division. So I remember
you could
one
be
year.
13 fighting a 15, 16-year-old.
Or, yeah, like 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, so you could be 14 fighting a 15, 16-year-old division just because your birthday's going to be later that year. And so you're a super young guy.
From 14 to 16, bro.
The power's different.
The 16-year-old me would demolish the 14-year-old
Yeah, exactly. Because this is just like you're like damn near like a junior in high school, got a freshman coming in.
Right.
Like, bro,
Or
the strength's
grader.
different. Yeah, exactly. So the power there is different. And I remember one tournament I definitely felt, man, what? I was like, fuck, this shit sucks, bro. I was getting rocked. But all to say, like, the talent was there. I just didn't really see it until Junior Olympics. I got they did a tournament in Mobile, Alabama, where it was the Olympic trials and the Junior Olympics. I got silver there. Then I won the Rincon Nationals, and that's where it sparked confidence. And then I went to another national tournament in Houston called the Horn Tournament, won that one. And then I had this tournament at the USA Nationals, which was the biggest one, which is actually the only tournament my brother ever didn't win in nationals. My brother won every fucking tournament you can think of.
Really? I was just
except
about to
that
ask
one.
You that, yeah.
His record, bro, my brother's record is insane. Over 200-something fights. Insane record. So, like, that tournament was the one that I needed to win. I just got out with basketball. I think it was my senior year, and I had like maybe 3 weeks to train for this.
Yeah.
And I busted my ass, and then fucking just walked through these motherfuckers, and I did my thing. I did great.
Your senior year, so you're 17, 18?
17, yeah.
Okay.
And, man, I was like finally I like went through a tournament, did what I was supposed to do, 17, 18 age group, the youth group, and then that's when I was on the USA team. And so it was like a blessing because I was like, finally, like, I'm on this shit. And it still hasn't clicked to me that I'm that good. I'm just not like, it's just, to me, I think because my dad always set that standard of nationals is the bare minimum.
Right.
Is that if you don't at least do that, that's just like, well, I'm supposed to do this.
Right.
You know? So whenever I got a silver medal in Ukraine, and I was super down because the finals was my birthday. It was when I turned 18, and I fought on my birthday.
So you make it to the finals and lose. That's how you get the silver, right?
Yeah,
so
I get the silver.
Fight.
So
how was that fight? I mean, like, you get beat up. The dude just score you on point, outscore you on points.
It was that dude can punch, man. That dude could fight. I just remember them interviewing me before the fight, saying like, "You're not scared? It's our best guy from Ukraine," and I'm like, "No, I'm the number one from the U.S. Why the fuck am I scared? Like,
right.
You know, I'm human too. He's human. Like, oh, well, he's the best. Okay, cool. We'll figure it out. We'll see what's happening. We'll see what happens."
Right.
And I remember he threw like a couple shots, and I was like, damn, this motherfucker is hard. So I just told myself, like, I got to return the fire just as hard or twice as hard, or he's not going to respect me.
Right.
He's going to walk through me.
Right.
And I think that's how he folded everybody else. And with me, I brought it back to him, and it got like dirty, hit me low. I hit him after the refs at break. It got like dirty.
Yeah.
And so whatever, got silver. I was super down. I was super hurt. But it felt great to see that, like, the country was actually watching me. Like, I was on the front page of, like, the Team USA page on the website at one point, and it felt so good to be like, damn, like, what I always looked my brother, like, I always looked up to my brother. So seeing...
Yeah, tell me about that. How big of an inspiration is your brother? So it sounds like your brother's had, almost 3 times as many fights as you, so he wasn't taking time off for basketball. He's just fighting year-round.
Yup.
And man. You guys training together, sparring together, all of that?
Yeah, we would spar until I got to a point where I got too heavy, and then got a lot bigger. And it just wasn't healthy because I had like a bad anger. Well, I don't want to say bad anger problem. I did have anger issues at a point just because I was a teenager that was hurt from everything, and I think I didn't know how to control that. And I hated like lashing out on my brother in the ring and got dirty. And it's like, damn, that's my brother. Like, once I stopped seeing red, I was like, what the fuck am I doing?
I've talked to a couple duos who box, like Charles and Greg Hadley, right? Greg is the older brother for Charles Hadley. And I asked him in the interview, I'm like, did y'all spar growing up? There was like we did up until like his older brother Greg had knocked him down one fight. And his dad was like, nah, y'all can't spar no more. Josh and Jordan, I've seen them do like controlled sparring, like jab only and stuff like that, but they don't really spar each other like that. You know what I mean? But so it's tough, right? When you have,
it is, bro.
Because you got to get out. I mean, you just fighting each other, then you got to get out the ring, and somebody gonna win.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it was just that balance of it, and like our family really raised me and my brother about like loving each other a lot, and like me and my brother have a strong bond. So anything that caused us to like that could somehow tarnish our like brotherhood, like I didn't want it to be that way.
Right.
And I noticed obviously that I like had something like a rage inside me, and it just wasn't healthy. So I was like, nah, this isn't good. And I kind of realized that, and I would feel pretty guilty about it. Like it still kind of eats me up to this day. But my brother, I mean, he's my biggest role model, bro. Like, fuck. Cause my dad, like, see my brother be a great dad, bro. Like, it fucks me, cause like I see him and I'm like, damn, like that's the type of dad like I wish I had in my life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And like he doesn't know. I mean, we're not very verbal. That wasn't verbal around our house. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
like,
What's the relationship with your dad like now?
it's better, bro. For sure, better. Like the whole
lives
window
out here?
thing. Yeah, the whole window thing started. So it's healthy, or for sure. And I want to say it is healthy. It's just there's these walls that are built up because we never got to like touch on those things.
Mm-hmm.
Sex wasn't talked about in the house. He would like one time my dad found my brother who was dating this girl and he found the Scarface, the DVD, and he was pissed, bro. He threw that shit in the trash. He don't ever watch this shit. Do that shit. He didn't want me to listen to rap music. Everything he told me not to do, I did.
Right.
And everything my brother they said not to do. But man, my brother is like huge role model. Like I would always watch him train, work, like how hard he worked, how he never like said shit back, which I didn't do that part. I would always like talk back as a kid, but I was the opposite of my brother. But we both still had our core values exactly the same. You know what I'm saying? So I think seeing my brother become a dad, you know what I'm saying, having 2 kids now, and just seeing him transition, like it almost looked like effortless, bro. Like it's just like nothing. So it makes me kind of like, damn, like that's dope. And I don't take my dad for granted. I love my dad regardless, like all through that shit. Like I still would never trade my dad for anybody else. You know what I'm saying? It made, because at the end of the day, it made me who I am. And if it wasn't for who I am, I wouldn't have the people in my life that I have. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So,
Man, on the parenting thing, bro, and then we can move on. Like, I would just tell you, and it sounds like you've already got to that point, but like most people's parents, bro, like nobody prepared them how to be a good, or they just used the tools that they had. You know what I mean? Like, I need my kids to do this, so I'm gonna respond and react like this. And like you said earlier, bro, like parents is going through things in real time as they're trying to raise us. But like I look at like my dad, like, you know, me and my dad have a great relationship. But growing up, I mean, yeah, we always got into it over sports. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even think I ever said this on the podcast, but like, look, my dad done choked me out before. Like me and my dad done been into it. You know what I mean? But like, I respect him. You know what I mean? Like, we have a great relationship, and we can't talk about all that other stuff. Yeah. But when I look back on it, like, shit, he didn't really have his dad in his life. You know what I mean? So, but my dad tried to, because he didn't have that, be there for everything. Let me coach you. I'm gonna be really involved. But then when it comes to sports and competition, and when you have kids, bro, you probably even see it with you got niece and nephews, or
I got 2 nephews, yeah.
Even more. So you're gonna see it with the boys, right? Like when you have a kid, it's like, you it's hard not to try and live through your kids. You know what I mean?
Sure. Absolutely.
Especially when you know it's your kid and you know what this kid is capable of doing. Yeah. But then there is that boundary, you know what I mean, of like your dad first before anything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So as you're having all this success with boxing, you also a hooper, bro.
Yeah.
Like, but for real hooper, huh?
Yeah, at the time I was like a for real. Like that's all I wanted to do, bro.
Okay. But like I played basketball my whole life, bro. So like, what position you play?
I was playing shooting guard, small forward.
Okay. You play AAU, like did you travel or just?
Nah, bro, because we didn't, the money wasn't there. We weren't aware of all that type of stuff. I knew about it, but I was like, bro, in our fucking dreams, ain't no way we can afford it. And then it was just, boxing was either, the only way you're going to play basketball is like, hey, pick and choose. Like, is you're going to have basketball one way, it's AAU, or it's not going to be both ways.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, I hooped since I was a kid in 5th grade. That's when I first, like, started in the actual team. You know what I'm saying? 5th grade to my senior year. And the crazy part about it, I knew how talented I was that I didn't ever touch a ball, like in a competitive way once the season ended. And so in between these seasons, these kids are AAU, practicing, trying to get better, and I'm coming back and I'm improving. How in the fuck am I improving?
Right.
Better than
But you're cross-training with boxing.
Yeah, exactly. So I was always in shape. Yeah.
But
I'm in shape. I'm running, like, I'm never tired in the game.
Right,
I'm never exhausted. You know what I'm saying?
As a kid, because I'm doing this with my son, but as a kid, do you feel, this will validate what I'm doing. As a kid, do you feel like you have more self-confidence because you knew, like,
Oh, for
This
sure.
basketball shit, bro, but I'll whoop your ass though.
Yeah, no. I mean, yeah, I never. But because of boxing, bro, the way it was always viewed as a sport, and I tell people, I think people have the perspective or the assumption that we're in there like, I'm gonna punch the shit out. Nah, I'm trying to land a shot, clean shot,
right.
and I'm trying to like win the round. And it's like it's viewed more as a sport in our eyes, or at least in my eyes for sure. My brother too, but.
In the gym, but
the gym.
in everyday
But
life. But if we
exactly.
on the basketball court,
Oh,
and
yeah,
we
yeah,
just
yeah.
hooping, but you
Yeah.
start talking a little more shit than
Oh, for
I
sure,
like,
for
you're
sure.
gonna be like,
Yeah.
you might not even say it, but you like in my mind, like, bro.
I had the
I'll beat
confidence,
your ass,
absolutely.
though.
And I think the what I always went in the game going into was like, these motherfuckers don't like physical. They don't like playing physical. And it's like I'm in here going one-on-one with somebody in the ring. Like, you think I'm gonna be afraid of taking a charge? Like, you think I'm afraid of a foul? Like, that shit didn't faze me. And then even when people did start talking crazy, I was just, I was like, yeah.
But so I just read this stat earlier, and it said kids who practice martial arts or self-defense can handle peer-to-peer conflict 25% better. They're in more control of their emotions and how to actually work through that conflict, which is, it's counterintuitive if you're not involved in it, but if you do, like you just said, like it makes sense.
Oh, for sure.
So all right, so you're playing basketball. You're playing what? Just middle school teams, high school.
Yeah,
teams?
actually in middle school and high school, beginning of high school, I did play outside of a league, but it was still around during the season, so it was kind of risky because they wanted us getting hurt. But I was playing more than just school.
Right.
But man, even whenever practice ended, we'd go play at the rec. You know, it was basketball all day.
Freshman year, you playing JV, varsity?
Freshman year, freshman, JV, and then end of sophomore year, it got me in this varsity, and then junior, senior year for start going in varsity.
Yeah, starting off.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
you the
like,
guy.
yeah, I mean, I was
How many points you was putting up, bro?
junior year. Honestly, I don't remember. I think maybe like 12, but like senior year, I was putting up like 21.
Okay,
Average.
so you was
know what I'm
getting
saying?
it.
Yeah, senior year, I was balling, bro.
And at what high school out here?
It was Creeview High School.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who are some schools y'all played out here?
Man,
Who you have your best game against?
it was always against our rivals, Newman Smith. Newman Smith was our rivals in Carrollton, and then also, I believe like Forney, one of the schools in Forney. I remember I would ball out against them every single time.
Yeah.
But man, I loved playing basketball, bro. That was just like my passion. It was just, I think, because also the pressure of the anxiety that you have to deal with compared to boxing is no pressure at all.
The pressure in basketball is less.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, because in boxing you could get knocked out.
Yeah, you get knocked out. You get caught with a shot. Like fuck, like ain't no timeouts, ain't no subs, ain't no nothing.
It ain't no
the next
timeouts in
season,
boxing.
the next season, you start back 0-0.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You lose, that's just on your record forever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's what I tell people. Is like, bro, y'all think it's. Some people get it twisted and think, oh, boxing, that's easy, bro. It's not.
So at a point you got to choose, right? So
Yeah.
you graduate high school. Were you thinking about playing basketball in college, or you knew it was about like that was fun? I did my thing, but it's boxing now.
Man, I was devastated when it was my last game. For sure, I like cried my eyes out, bro. I was like, fuck, because I was telling these people, man, this is my last game ever, bro. You know, because I knew that I had to go with the boxing route. I spoke to the head coach because he said I had some they had some letters and some small offers for some colleges, but I was like, if it's not like D2 or D1 full ride, I don't want it.
Right.
It's just not. It's not. There's no point. So I just told him any letter you have, like just keep it.
Right.
You know. And then that's when my senior year I won that national tournament and the USA's, and that was like
Right after basketball.
right as soon as it ended 3 weeks later.
Yeah.
That's when I won, and then everyone was making a big deal about it, and they're like, oh, he's on the USA team, and he's gonna.
When do you go
Ukraine.
pro?
2020. I'm sorry, I'm tripping, bro. My years are just all fucked up.
Yeah,
Ever since
2025
COVID,
right now.
ever since COVID happened, my years are fucked up. But 2017 is my debut. It was in March.
2017. So what you were like? What 23?
Not 21. I was 21, turning 22 in that June. So March was my pro debut in Verona, New York, of 2017.
So what'd you do for those 3.5 years roughly? You graduate high school, you win that national. Are you still just fighting amateurs?
Yeah, I was still fighting amateurs. I was like,
Were you trying to go to the Olympics, or why not go pro?
Well, I was trying to go for the Olympics.
2020 Olympics.
Yeah, 2020 Olympics.
So you held off.
I held off going pro for a couple years just because
Or
I
would it
honestly.
have been 2016 Olympics because you graduated.
2016, yeah.
Yeah. So you were trying to go to.
My bad, yeah, 2016, yeah. So 2016, I was trying to go to the Olympics in Rio, and I don't know, man. The head coach is, and I hate when that people use the whole excuse. I me and this guy just kind of fucked me out of a tournament. Going to a tournament made it seem like he was promising me to fly me out since I'm the number one. And he's telling my dad, oh, we want him to be on this and that. My dad's like, cool, like, fucking do it then, you know? Won a national tournament called National PAL in Oxnard, and that's when he was talking to my dad, and it was kind of making it seem like he wanted me as that guy. Right. Or if not that, if I don't get that spot, the alternative. And
for the U.S. national team.
Yeah. So, motherfucker was lying. Just wasn't. I was like, man, you know what? Fuck this. I'm tired. Because everyone knows the amateurs corrupt. Everything's corrupt, right? But once you get up there, like they will only take who they really want to take. You can earn your spot, but pretty much I was like, I got an offer with Iron Mike Promotions. They used Mike Tyson's name as really the face of it and all that in Florida. So they flew us out in Fort Lauderdale, me, like a week or two before after they took Lamont out there, Lamont Roach, who eventually they became my team. But flew us out. That was the first offer I got, really like a good offer. And I was like, man, let me wait. I want to win a couple more national titles in that way because I was only 18. So then I was like,
so you got an offer to go pro right out of high school.
Yeah.
You said, let me wait.
Let me
see if I can get to the Olympics. That doesn't work out.
Yeah.
Then where do you go from there?
And then from there, that's whenever that
I guess tell me like this. Tell me about your first pro fight, bro.
Okay.
Because I did, and then I want to see how we could weave the music and all this as well. But your first pro fight, I've talked to different fighters about this, man. Yeah. Like, walk me through how that experience was. Where was it at? How was the lead up, training camp?
I think the training camp part was definitely like the major adjustment. Just the sort of work rate and how you have to train is completely different for the amateurs. Like having a strength coach, and then also the hard part for me, I was never away from home for that long. So I was like super homesick.
Where were you at?
Maryland.
Okay.
So I was with Lamont Roach and his dad. So I had a room and everything with them, living with them, pretty much for that, like my whole pro career. And when it was hard for me. Like it was hard for me mentally, just being away from home and all that, and the mental part of it, right? And training was tough, but it was all worth it. I was going through it was tough mentally, just fighting through that shit, and then also having to cut weight. So fight at 154. My first pro fight was in Verona, New York, and I was excited. I was nervous, anxious. Family was there. So at the time, the girl that I was dating, she went. My mom, my little cousin, and Boogaloo, my late coach Boogaloo, he was my coach, and my dad went out there as well. My brother, and my mom's friend, and it was a great experience, bro. I think it was like. And when the day came, it was like, finally, like the day's here, like it's the moment, you know what I'm saying? And knowing that like everyone in where I came from was watching, like everyone back home and everyone all over really the U.S. that I've met and people.
So were you nervous when you?
I was nervous. Like the part that got me the most nervous, I was nervous back there just thinking, and even my sleep, I couldn't sleep. Whatever, but whenever the most nerve-wracking part is whenever they say like, "All right, Rincon, you're up next. Let's go!" Like right when they're about to walk you. Bro, that shit just
feeling
be
in your
hitting,
stomach, huh?
That shit be hitting. It hit me, and I was like, oh, "Man, it's time to go." Like, all right, so I'm just zoned in, locked in.
What are you telling yourself though? Like, bro, like I've done this over 100 times. Like, what are you telling yourself in that moment as you're all right? You got your stuff on. You about to walk out. You waiting for them to play your song. What are you telling yourself?
Fight smart and be careful. Fight smart, be careful. Fight smart and be careful. That's all I told myself over and over. And like, go out there, like, you train hard, you worked your fucking ass off. Like, you spent months, like, in DC away from you. Go out there and fucking work. Make this motherfucker pay. That's all I kept telling myself.
But you knew you were prepared.
I knew I was prepared for sure. It's on the work I put in. I was like, I'll be damned if I fucking lose.
I mean, but look, that's a lesson, bro. Especially for younger athletes, right? Like that, I've always learned like that confidence comes from the work.
No,
right?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? How does Kobe feel confident to take the fadeaway jumper with 2 seconds on it because he knows he put the work in? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bell rings. What you thinking? Were you still having those butterflies for the first few?
Really, it was just like lock in focus, which is like just being very aware and cautious, just aware of like, because it's the first time with no headgear, so it's like small ass little gloves. It's everything, the lights, the crowd.
So you fought in New York. Was it like a big venue?
Resort casino? Yeah, big resort casino.
How many people there? Like
5,000? I'm not sure.
It's televised.
Yeah, I think
so. Your first pro fight was not in some bar.
No, it was on HBO After Dark undercard. So
who's the main event?
I believe it was David Lemieux and Curtis Stevens.
Okay.
Probably I think that year won knockout of the year. But big fight. And I just remember telling myself, I just work, like jab. That's the first thing I was like, jab this motherfucker. That's the first thing I thought about. And there was one moment in there, because I stopped him in the second round with a body shot. But in the first round, there was one moment where we clinched. And that was the only moment I was like, damn, but I'm really in this bitch. Like, this is really happening. Like, this is crazy. And then break, and I just locked back in. And I saw the opening. He kept opening up the gap. And I heard my coach Boogaloo say, man, hey, come on, man, turn it up. Stop being nice. And then I found that gap in the solar plexus, and my favorite shot to throw my left hand up the middle, and then he didn't get up, and that was it. I just remember him telling me, like, whenever you win these fights, don't ever act like you're not supposed to do this. Like, do it like you're like, I'm supposed to do this.
Yeah.
So I was cool, chilling, calm, and I just remember like being so excited, just happy, like, because I'm like, I get to go home, I get to go with my girl. I gotta go with my mom. Like, I'm gonna get a cheeseburger. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, everything was.
Them weight cutting, hunger, cravings, and pains feel different.
Bro. Bro, something different for real. I just told my mom, go get me a burger and a soda.
Yeah.
Like, that's the first thing I need.
Yeah.
So that was first like a memorable moment, and I kept telling myself too to soak it in, like soak it all in, like soak in the walk, soak in the win, soak in the walk back, soak in the photos, autographs, everything. Like, soak it all in.
So fights 1 through 10, is it all like that? And when does the Golden Boy Connect come in?
Well, I started with Golden Boy. So when the amateurs ended, Lil Lamont told me that, hey, my dad wants to sign you. I was going to do one more national tournament, National PAL. Won that one. When they told me about wanting to sign, I was like, you know, they flew me out. I was like, hey, look, let me kind of see how it is first. And I mean, I was pretty confident in them. I knew I had a very strong feeling I was going to go with them.
Golden Boy?
With Lamont. Because I went the management way first, and then with Golden Boy, the promotional way.
Okay.
So big Lamont Senior, they flew me out. I was out there for 2 weeks, sparred, did training, like, you know, strength conditioning with them and all that. And yeah, I mean, it clicked, and I was like, I just knew, I was like, man, this is a culture change for sure.
Going to Golden Boy?
No, just being in Maryland and all that. Like, it was different, bro. Yeah. And I was a different person at the time too.
What you mean, bro? Like
I was just real, like, just more. I wasn't shy, but I was also very like bashful, very just not as like myself out there. I was a little bit more quiet to be myself. Like Lamont, I wish Lamont could like be on the, like here now to tell you how I was, because I was real quiet. Wasn't really myself and afraid to be out there more. But I was just in a whole place where I didn't really know anyone, so I was you know, shelled in. So. But, yeah, when they told me about that, they loved it. Boogaloo loved me. And me and Boogaloo was in my corner in Ukraine anyway, so we already had that chemistry. And Boogaloo was like, he was like the remote control. Anything he told me to do, I did it with no question. I was going to do what he said. I didn't think about it twice. And that's what I loved about that. He was like a father to me. You know what I'm saying? Another father figure, a great coach, a mentor. And
you said he passed away, huh? How he passed away?
Through cardiac arrest, from what I believe. So, whenever that connection happened, I was like, I know this is it. So I sent me the contract, signed it, and then they said, like, we'll get you a promotional deal. So Lamont was already with Golden Boy.
Okay.
Lil Lamont was already with Golden Boy, and he started. I believe he started his whole career with them. So they signed me right
out the amateur.
Yeah, with no pro fights or nothing under my belt. So first fight was in Turner Stone.
Was that straight through them, or had they been watching you as well? Were they familiar?
Well, because Lamont was sending them footage and told them who I was. So as my manager,
how did y'all get tight?
Because Lamont was my teammate. He was in 132 with my teammate in Ukraine.
Okay.
So Boogaloo
so y'all
was
went
the coach.
To Ukraine together.
Yeah, and we got along really well. Everyone on the team got along. We were like super close.
Yeah.
Brothers like for life after that. And so.
How do you feel seeing where he's at right now?
I'm proud of him. Like, I've been in camp with him for whenever when he had his first title shot with Jamel. He's been in camp with us. You know what I'm saying? Living in the same house together. Like, his family is my family. Like, Uncle James, Gino, Uncle Gino, all them people. Like, I call them uncle because I see them as my uncle.
Yeah.
And their wives are like my aunts. You know what I'm saying? Right. And his cousins like my cousins and all that. And his mom is like my mom.
Yeah.
So.
Where does he go from here with controversial draw, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people say he beat Tank in this last fight.
He beat Tank, yeah.
Where does he go from there? Are they doing a rematch?
Yeah, they're doing a rematch. I just, it's just sometimes you can't believe everything's killing media. They're saying this day, they're saying that day, and they were supposed to have been, because people try to play that little mental shit and like try to like play that mind game of we're gonna grind and make it seem like we're not. They're just playing the stalling game, and I do believe that they're like fuck. After that first fight, they're like fuck.
Yeah.
So.
Who are some other pros you came up with? Like people that are relevant right now. That people know?
Well, Jared Hurd I believe he retired. Jared Hurd retired. So Jared Hurd, I was sparring with Jared Hurd at the time, when he was world champion. Lamont Peterson, also retired. Trying to think about some other. Jericho, he was one of our teammates. He was the guy coming up for like Showtime. Alexis Rocha, he's with Golden Boy. Virgil, we grew up with Virgil as well. There's a lot of other fighters. I mean, more of like as far as like know them, not super tight with them because once you go pro, you're kind of just like.
Yeah, you got your camp. Yeah.
So, but there's a lot of fighters that I'm like, cool with. I'm not like,
No, for sure. Fighting is not a team sport.
Yeah,
I already
exactly.
know how fighters are. So, you're with Golden Boy straight out the amateurs. You're winning. You're 10-0, right? And explain to me what happened after your last fight. You can kind of walk us through how you won the fight and then what happened.
So when I won the fight, knockout, second round. Man, warm up, everything was normal. You know what I'm saying? Weight cut, I felt fine. Made weight good. I felt that was like my best warm up before any fight. Honestly, I was sweating good, got a good sweat.
Where you at? What city?
In LA. I'm in I think the Galen or Gallon Center where the USC where they play. I guess their arena. So fight's going on. First round, I felt a little tense the first round, just because the guy was trying to be a little aggressive. So I was just trying to be I think I was being a little too patient that first round. But then I was like, okay, I see the gap now. So the second round, I was like, I got to just get his ass off me a little bit, be a little more aggressive, and throw some shots with him on the inside. Because although I'm 6'2", I could fight inside better than most of these short guys.
Right. And
so, whatever, Colin was a good shot. Boom, rocked him with a hook. He was out of there. Came in, he tried to press me, knocked him out. That was it.
What was the punch you knocked him out with?
With the right hook.
Right hook. And you southpaw, so that's.
Yeah. And so he came in
nice
fresh.
to cut people out with that, bro. I was watching some of your highlights, man.
Yeah, the hook is that hook was my favorite shot. If not my left, the one to the body is my favorite.
That left uppercut.
Yeah, to the gut.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not saying we're on the same, but
Yeah,
that southpaw left uppercut, that's one of the favorite punches.
Yeah,
too.
Bro. It is.
Why? Just people don't see it, huh?
I think because with right-handers,
you could get to the side and
it's right in the middle. It's that gap. And so if I throw it, I can turn out.
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
Because that line is right there for you. So when that happened, bro, I knocked him out. I was excited. I remember jumping like hard because they said this guy's never been stopped. The commentators they're like, the commentators will know like, man, this fight's gonna go the distance. We got to prepare and take notes. So they're expecting the fight to go the distance. I felt like I was confident I was gonna knock him out.
Would you at this point were you considering like a knockout artist? Is that how you would consider your style?
I mean, yeah, with the set at that
10
time, it was like
fights,
80%, 70%.
So
knockout
you're
ratio.
like 9-0 coming in this with like what
Six knockouts. Yeah, so ratio was pretty high.
Yeah.
And then so yeah, once I heard him, I jumped. I remember I jumped super fucking high. They got in the corner. Cool. Jacked up his team, came back, and I felt this thing that I felt before, which I've had episodes where I've fainted, and I start to feel like shortness of breath. I get lightheaded. I start to see white. I feel like I can't breathe, and I feel like
how quick is this happening?
It happens.
Like you dap up the team, his team, and then what?
Pretty much your body's trying to come down from that adrenaline rush. And when I'm dapping everybody up, it probably took like maybe 30 to 40 seconds for it to hit. So, knocked him out, jump, boom, staying out of the team. Okay, come back. And then they're taking, and I'm like, I told him, Lamont, man, I feel good. He said, hey, man, you look good. I feel good. Bro, I look like I was like on crack, bro. I look like I was coked out. So I was like, I'm like, just hype, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and then
just won 10-0.
So they tried to take my gloves off. I was like, man, I feel good. Yeah, man, And then I was like, oh, man, hold on. He's like, well, I was like, I feel it. He's like, well, I was like, my heart. And then I was like, I feel it coming. And so he's like, shit, because it happened to my brother before in the ring as well.
Oh, you felt it, though.
I felt like the pressure. I've happened to me before, so I know what the feeling is. I was like, oh, shit, I got to get down. So I lay down. I put my legs up on the ropes to kind of get that blood flow to my brain and get the blood going. And I just... it's gone. I just remember waking up and my brother's holding my head and I'm just like.
I mean, is there a video of this? That has to look crazy, right? So you win the fight. There's probably 20 people in the ring, right?
Yeah.
And then you lay down in the ring and put your feet up on the ropes.
Yeah, and people were surrounding me, so a lot of people couldn't really see what's going on, which was good. more for my family and my friends, so they couldn't really see much.
How long did you pass out for?
I was probably, I think maybe like 20 seconds, 30 seconds.
Okay. Did everybody notice? Like,
they knew? Like my team knew.
Because
they,
the other people, the referee,
they were like, "What the fuck's going on?" I mean, because I just knocked the guy. I didn't get touched like that.
Right.
At all, really.
So thinking, I don't know, what is this dude praying or just?
They thought I had it. They kept saying it was a leg cramp. So I think the commentator knew. He said I knew it was what was going on, but I did that to kind of like.
Okay.
He said that to like not worry people.
For sure.
But he knew what was going on. But the other people, he made people believe it was a leg cramp.
Yeah.
Because he's having a leg cramp. But he didn't want to.
Shout out to who's that announcer, bro? He worked out.
Man, Beto. Shout out to Beto. I was with him the other weekend. We were having a good time. But he did a great job of doing that, and it was just kind of scary to see. I had to request them to take it off online, or through Golden Boy, because it was traumatic for like me and my family to like see. Like actually see it happening.
Yeah, so he took that
footage.
fight down.
Yeah, I told them to take it down, or the ending of that. To be honest, it's out there to see. I just don't watch it or ever like tell people to.
Right.
Like if people watch it's like cool, just don't tell me about it.
Right.
But when it happened, I woke up and I just told my brother like, "Oh, did I get knocked out?" He's like, "Yeah, bro. That's the first thing I thought, bro." Because I mean, you gotta think about it, right? You're on your back. You know?
Right.
And he's like, "No. Like you knocked him out." Like I was like, oh, "Fuck." I was like, "It happened, right? It happened again." He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Fuck." And I was just pissed.
So you woke up and you like, fuck, did I get knocked out?
Yeah, because my brain was trying to be like, remember.
Yeah,
That's what I kept saying. Remember what? And then he said, no, you knocked
which
him out.
feeling was worse, knowing that you thinking that you got knocked out, or knowing that you just passed out?
Honestly, bro, I can't even tell you. I think they both just sucked. Like it was just kind of like evenly like shitty, just because I'm like, bro, I just get knocked the fuck out, you know. But then I was like,
you knocked yourself out, bro. Basically.
Yeah, I was like, fuck, because I ain't gonna lie. The first thing I was like, I let that little motherfucker knock me out, bro. So then I was like, man, but nah, he was like, no. My brother did great because my brother's been through that. So he's like, he was like, no, like. So he told me, you know what happened? I was like, fuck. And then I was like, I want to get up. And they're like, no, you gotta lay down. I was like, man, I'm fine. They're like, you gotta lay down. He's like, hey, just listen. I was like, all right. So I lay down. When I lay down, they're like, I can get up. I was like, what the fuck? So I sit up and then I sit on the chair and then, bro, when I sit down on the chair, they're like, you know what? I was like, I know where I'm at. Gown Center, LA. I won by knockout, right hook, second round. President is this person.
Yeah.
That's many years old. You know, white and blue gloves are this. Okay, whatever. I'm telling them everything.
So what happens immediately after that? They take you in for testing. You can't just go shower and go home after that.
They had a protocol, which I was upset about. Which I get the other side. Oh, they're trying to like protect you. I'm like, yeah, bro. But like, I think because mentally I've been there. I've been through it multiple times, and I'm like, I'm fine. You know, but they're like, we gotta take him, and then my manager it was a lot of screaming going on, and my manager was getting mad at the commission and all them like, y'all fucking starling him, man, shut the fuck up. Like he was yelling at me, shut the fuck up, man. Like we're getting it done. Let me walk my fighter. I know him. You know, so he was just getting mad because they're like, y'all working him up. He just fainted. Stop. You know. And I was more bummed out because like Gabriel Rosado was the commentator, and I was a fan of Gabriel Rosado. Like I liked his fighting style, like just who he is as a person. I just a fan of him. Zurdo Ramirez, I think he's funny. He's a cool fighter too, and I just really wanted to go do the post-fight interview. You know, they're like, I wanted to go. Like, what can I? They're like, no, you gotta go. I was like, damn, bro, like let me have my moment. And it just the reason why it sucks too is that I never got to enjoy my last warm up, my last fight, my last interview. So that part sucked, you know. And there's, bro, I'd be having like daydreams of like, man, I just wish like, I don't know, they let me do something to kind of like relive a moment. You know what I'm saying? Because it just sucked that it was my last. You know what I'm saying?
So we've seen this become more of a thing in sports. I don't know if it's just like, you know, maybe it happened in the past and people just, you know, there wasn't cameras and social media to spread the word. Maybe there is actually something going on, but you get to a point to where this has happened. It's happened now. It's not something you can hide, right? It happened on TV. Everybody saw. Where do you go from there? Like, what's going through your head? Like, am I done? Like, I did all this work for no reason. I'm going to keep fighting through it. Like, whatever. Like, should I, hey, man, like, you know, how many more fights do I have on this contract? Is the risk worth the reward? Yeah,
that was my last fight on the contract. So that was the good thing about it, just in a way of, like, I'm not, like, tied in. But they wouldn't, like, been like, oh, hey, you got 2 more fights, man. Suck it up, you know? I had to call, like, me and my family and my girl were, like, calling like around to like figure out where to go.
Yeah.
Luckily, like fighters, the shitty part about it is that we don't have insurance, but that was workers' comp because that's my job. So in the ring, that happened in the ring. If it would have happened like in sparring for camp, I would have been fucked. So got to hit up specialists. They found, or like we think we have a diagnosis. Hypertrophic cardiomyopathy is the name of it, and they were saying like this is what it is, and it fucked me up. I was like mentally going through it. I was going through a bad mental battle about it, just because as a fighter, man, like especially me, I've been known as that guy that my whole life, like humbly, like I was in school, that guy, anywhere you walk, people are like, oh, at the fights, let me get a photo, all this attention, and it's a real thing. Like you love the attention. You do. Fighters like love the attention.
For sure.
Not in a narcissistic
sport,
way. Yeah, of course. Like you love it because it's a part of what comes with it, and it's makes you feel like I'm there. You know what I'm saying? So it was. I had to go through more process of like trying to figure out like more details of what it is, and they diagnosed me, and I got a call when they told me about it, and they're like, we're not trying to startle you or anything or scare you. We just have to be honest with you about everything. And I'm like, And I was by myself at my mom's, and they were like, you could, there's a chance you can die from sudden cardiac death. And then I just fucking cried my eyes out, bro. And my heart sunk to my stomach. I was terrified. I was like living every day. Like I would go up to my friends and it was like, hey, like, just letting y'all know if I just drop dead, bro, it's because of this. I'm like, I'm living every day like I'm gonna die. Like I'm just like, I think I'm gonna die today. I might die today. I don't know. And it was messing with my head. And then it was hard, bro. It was super difficult to go that way. Mind you, like trying to be there for like someone I'm dating, and it just wasn't healthy for me. And sometimes I feel bad, like in that moment whenever I was with her, like kind of just, I feel like I wasn't present. I was like making like just.
Yeah, so but they tell you could die at any moment. But when you look back on it now, right, like, do you see that there was a pattern of when it happened? Like these high adrenaline, your heart rate's probably, going high. There's a lot of pressure in this moment, and then it happens. Or was it happening, was that an outlier? Was it happening at random times?
It was over times of constant, going back to the specialists and things like that. My last episode was in August of, in 2024. So I think whenever that happened, something like that. And
is that when the fight was?
No. This past year.
For sure. Okay, so we're in June 2025. When was that fight?
That was 22. So that was I believe April 2022.
Gotcha.
March or April.
And then 2 years later, it happens again.
Were you
training or?
I was training. I was trying to come back and fight. Because I just got done with camp with Jesus Ramos in Arizona. And I was in shape. I was like, fuck, I'm back. Like, I'm good, baby. Let's go, And that week I came back, I ran a mile and I felt the symptoms again, like just kind of, oh, shit. And it didn't happen, but I was at the gym with my dad. I was like, man, I felt it again. He's like, man, take it easy. And I was like, nah, I got to train. And I was being stubborn. I'm still training, pushed through it, but I felt weird. Nothing happened that day. And then, like, a week or two later, I'm at TEF, and I'm shadow boxing around, 2, 3 o'clock. Shadow boxing. I get out the ring, and then I just remember feeling it bad. I was like, oh shit, there's no way I'm not avoiding this one. And I just remember myself like, don't stand up and ask for help because you're gonna you can fall and hit your head. But then I wake up feet away from the gym, wherever that open space by the treadmills, that middle spot. Yeah. I was on the ground there, and Paul got me up, and Anthony and they were all just around me, and I was like, oh, fuck, bro. I was like, yeah. And I told myself, I made a promise to God, I was like, man, if this happens one more time, bro, I'm done. And then. So it happened, and I was more when all that happened again, I wasn't worried about myself. I was more worried about damn, bro, it's a wrap. Yeah.
That's got to be such a defeating feeling, bro. Because you're 10-0.
Yeah.
You have not lost a pro fight. You're signed with Golden Boy. You're fighting on TV. Yeah. You're so 10-0. You looking at a title in a couple fights, bro.
Pretty much.
And then your heart is just not letting you do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's crazy, bro. That's
it was some battles, bro. Mentally, just who do I blame this on? What is this? Why me?
But you and your brother both have it, so it's obviously something genetic or something.
Yeah, because they said it was. They said first time we gotta do a genetic saliva test to see if it's genetic mutation. They said it wasn't. They're like, well, I'm like, Brian, I don't trust this shit, bro. Y'all telling me yes, and telling me no. What the fuck is it? I want my money.
Clearly, if me and my brother both have it,
it has to be.
It's in the family.
So. They're trying to say it was something a little different like it's the same sort of diagnosis, but a different branch of it, like his and mine, which I can see how that can be. But it's just like, y'all don't want all this damn money, bro, for me to just figure out. Like, I just know something's wrong with me. But I do, like, as a pattern, I don't know if there was a pattern. Like, I didn't catch on, like, oh, did I eat this? Was it this? Did I sleep
But
late?
you were training hard,
Yeah,
right?
but it's just the way I train. And, like, I don't ever train on, like, 50%, bro. I go 1,000 every time. You know, shadow boxing. Like, I don't know if there's anyone who shadow boxes as hard as me, bro. I always shadow box, like, if I'm fighting in a, you know, sharp fight. And that's just how I would shadow box. And, yeah, man, it just, if I, even to this day, like, I'm kind of like, I get nervous shadow boxing. Like, I don't, because that was the last time it happened, you know? But.
So at that point, when you pass out in the gym, thinking you're going to be able to make a comeback after the last time, is that when you're like, is that when you come to grips with it? Like, I'm done.
At this point, I was like, man, it is what it is. You know, it is what it is. And, like, you know, in 2020, I started doing the music. And this happened in 2023, 2024. 2024. And I was just like, man, you know what? This is my shit now. I got to just go with the music. You know, I'm passionate about it. I love it. I've been growing, getting better at it, you know, as the time went on. And that's like the first 3 years, the first 3 years, not even really taking it seriously. Like trying to dive in and learn about things even more and become a better artist. I was just getting better by repetition, not by like studying the game a little bit.
But
you know
you
what I'm
understand the skills, right? Like there's natural talent in everything, but then you practice it.
Exactly.
So as we kind of shift into the last part of this interview, I do want to ask one more question kind of related to boxing. So at this point, have you fully, I know you're retired, but like you're only 29, bro. Like, are you really like, man, like it's a wrap? Or is it still a battle? I know you may have said, like, I'm not going to do it anymore, and you probably might not even be able to.
Yeah.
But in your mind, you probably feel like, and know you still can do it. I ain't been beaten.
Yeah. I definitely have that battle still. I mean, I'll see certain fighters, and I'm like, oh my God, bro, like, I can beat this guy. Of course,
You've seen your friends getting these title shots.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
not even just your brother. You know, Lamont Roach just got that. So you like, man.
Yeah, I still have that battle. Like, I'll see certain people, I'm like, man, or I'll think about it, man, like this person, like Earl Spence got in that bad car accident, had to stop doing this and then he came back and got in tip-top shape for, I'm like, man, I can do it. You know what I'm saying? I think about, but I'm like, chill, bro, just relax, like, stop trying to fight the fate, bro. Just, it is what it is, you know? But since I'm like, maybe that's not fate, like, you know? Right. Bro. But it is what it is at this point. I have accepted it, although I haven't accepted everything yet. I've accepted that as my decision and my choice.
So Golden Boy comes to you and we like, AR, we got 3-fight deal, guaranteed $1 million. You win all 3.
Let's go.
We got 80 for the first.
Shit.
Yeah.
I mean, just because, bro, I'm a fighter at heart, bro. I'm like, look, I'm gonna have to do it at this weight though. I'm gonna need these many, this much in advance notice to have training camp to make sure everything's cool. Mm-hmm. And I would honestly make them be like, all right, y'all need to cover specialist exams in order for me to fight. I have to cover it.
Do you think with the right medical team around you that you could safely train and fight? Like think about technology is different now in 2025 than it was 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah. We got AI. They can monitor, you know, you could wear a ring that'll monitor everything. They got the heart rate monitors. I'm sure there's data from other people who have had this that, hey, when you're at risk, when your heart rate is at this level for this long, like, do you think if you have the right medical team that you could actually safely compete?
I think because it's never happened in camp to me. So it was never in camp. I think whenever my nutrition was at its best and like all that stuff, I think that was never an issue. I think it was like the dehydration part of maybe I wasn't, because that's what they ended up saying, like, man, like you're dehydrated, your walls are thicker than normal, your valves thin, everything thins out whenever you're dehydrated. So yeah, thicker walls, less blood flow. This is thin, less blood flow. So a combination of both. I'm like, well, I'm cutting weight. Boxing, you have to cut weight.
Right.
So I think with maybe like changing things up, I guess, like, oh, I have to fight a higher weight class.
Fighting at more,
stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's just like
I'm just trying to see if we could put a situation together.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
that's me. I thought about it.
Because I mean, look, you fought on DAZN, you fought on HBO, all these places. So All right, so the last leg of this conversation. So the music. You said you started doing music in 2020. You play basketball, bro. Obviously, like rap is a big part of like the basketball culture. But you speak Spanish as well. You have boxing. Like, how do you rap where does the music come into play?
The music, I was always a fan of music, even though we weren't like allowed to listen to rap. I wasn't like allowed to. But when we go to boxing gym, I heard like
So what they let you listen to? What you trained to?
rock. Well, all we listened to was like rock music growing up. So like, whenever we grew up, my dad had us listen to like Kiss is like our number one band. Like Kiss was our thing.
Okay.
So we're still diehard like Kiss fans. Kiss, like Metallica, Def Leppard, all that stuff, bro. And whenever we'd go more to the gyms, you know, we're in South Urban and Oak Cliff, like I was like, oh man, I kind of like this music, you know. Although my dad like brainwashed us to not like it, you know. So then I'm like, okay, this is dope. And then my homie, I remember I stayed the night at his place whenever I was like in middle school, and he like showed me who Lil Wayne was, and I was like,
He said,
Wayne.
"That's out there music."
Yeah. So he put me on, bro. And then I liked it, you know. I was like, this is cool. And then my friends were like rapping in like middle school, and I would try to write, but I would like hide stuff, and like I wanted to learn, but I was too shy to do it because they're gonna make fun of me. So I would just write, and then in high school I would skip classes sometimes, and I'm like, I would skip classes just to like listen to like instrumentals and just write to it, because I didn't want to go to class, and I was like, all right, whatever. So I would do that, and then I was always interested in it, and then you know COVID hit, 2020, I'm fighting and everything like that, and there's one kid that grew up on the block with me. He was a kid at the age of, you know, anymore, but he was like, hey, I want to lose weight for my music image. Can you train me? I'm like, all right, how about this? Like, no one's making bread right now during COVID. I won't charge you. Just teach me this music shit, like teach me the ways, all that shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's like, okay, bet. So we started doing that. I didn't know like how long a verse was. I didn't even know it was called the hook. I just knew it as a chorus, verse, bridge, bars, and all this and that. So I started learning as time went on, and then yeah, I mean, it just really just I went to the studio, recorded my first song. Then people like started liking, oh man, like this shit was good, bro. Like put some more out. And I was surprised that people even like, you know.
Yeah. So you were just doing it for you, right?
Yeah,
because you liked it. Not like it wasn't an intentional like, man, all right, boxing this. Now I'm about to make a second career and do this
it was
rap
just
stuff.
for fun. It was fun. I liked it.
Okay.
And then I put it out, people liked it. Then I put another song, they liked it. And then people when I wouldn't put out something, they're like, hey, we're gonna drop another song. I was like, damn, people really like genuinely like this. It's cool.
Right.
So then and it's kind of sad knowing that when I look back to my old music, I'm like, was that shit, bro?
Man, look, this is the same thing for me with videos and all that. When I look back at like my videos from like, I mean, I did stuff back in like 2013. I'm like, oh, even stuff from like 2020. Yeah, I'm like, damn.
No, man.
But that's the growth, you know what I mean? That's
you have to appreciate the growth and
the
progress, and just being appreciative and being like showing yourself grace, right? It's like, you know, not everyone's gonna know everything perfectly, you know, on day one, and you always got to be a sponge and be a student to the game, and so that's how I've gotten better. And I think also my diversity of listening to the music. I grew up to like Mexican music, Latino music, reggaeton, rock music, rap, R&B. Like I've always liked that stuff.
Right.
Country, and I think that's why I'm always in my music. I'll make like some like love heartbreak shit. Then I'll make some like motivational stuff. Then I'll make some hard rap shit. Then I'm just always everywhere because I think that's just how I am as a person.
Who are the top artists that you like right now? It could be any genre, but your top artist.
My favorite artist is Rod Wave. He's like my number one.
Okay.
Rod Wave is my number one.
I would say Free Rod Wave, but he kind of locked up for some dumb shit right now. I don't even know if we could say.
Yeah, man. Hey.
I like his music though.
Yeah.
Man, most of the best musicians we are learning, you got to separate the person from the music.
Nah, for sure. Yeah, but innocent until proven guilty, bro. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Nah, Rod Wave. Man, I like another person locked up. Lil Durk. Man, I like Old Wayne, of course. Old Wayne.
Yeah,
but really,
Carter 6. You didn't like it?
Nah, bro, that shit was terrible.
I like the song with Big X the Plug.
I think, man, I didn't even get to go in that deep, bro. I just heard like the first song, I'm like, dog, what is this, bro? But it's because we know the fucking prime peak Lil Wayne. I think that's what people are also kind of like. They have the expectation of the old Carters, and I think that's where it's messing them up. But I mean, I like the old Drake, like growing, coming up Drake. Not that his music now, it just doesn't hit the same. You know what I'm saying?
Well, after Kendrick.
After Kendrick demolished him, yeah. But I've always been like, I love like melodic pain music. I like Rod Wave, Millie's, Meek Mill, Ryler Rodriguez, J. Cole, Russ.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, you're in a very good position to be a musician, to be an artist, because you've traveled.
Yeah.
Traveled the world.
Yeah.
You're an athlete. You're a pro athlete. You're from Dallas, but Dallas is a city that has it's Texas, right? So
Yeah.
Texas has a lot of culture, but then Dallas is not country like that neither. So you
Yeah.
kind of get the best of, but it can be too. So it's like you got a really good perspective, a lot of stuff that you could talk about.
Yeah.
Tell me, how has the music, career, kind of transitioned into doing music more as not just for passion, but is this something now you're trying to turn it into a business and a career?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely I'm in the path of making it a career. It started off with me like paying to perform and doing like these little like shows where like you're like in a backyard of a pure space rental and you're just like 12 of us is like a kickback and it's someone that somebody knows. I'm like, man, that ain't even a fucking show.
Right.
To now growing in my lyricism and my wordplay and my music and depth and substance and quality recording.
The rap grind, the new rapper grind.
Yeah. Oh, it's insane because you gotta content and you gotta have like. I was talking about this with someone how like back then they were just very straightforward steak and potato type of music, and of course music everything evolves, right? Now it's like you gotta have bars, you gotta have punchlines. You don't have to because there's obviously silly music like,
Yeah. Do you lean more collabs or solo?
Lately, I've been on more collabs because that's why I'm taking it more to like I gotta keep growing, and I know there's other artists that have a bigger following, and there's other people that make great music, so I have to. It's just.
I think that's why a lot of people probably didn't like Lil Wayne's album. Lil Wayne's best songs are basically all features from his biggest songs, right?
Yeah.
They're mostly all features, and we love the mixtape Weezy when he was featured on T-Pain. He with this person, he was jumping. So we like that collaboration. I think especially now in today's time. Of course, having like your own standalone music is super important, and especially from a business perspective. But being able to hack, those other people's fan bases.
Yeah, for sure. You got to piggyback off each other's shit. I mean, and it's important to do that, right? It's like it's networking through your work, right? It's networking through your work, and I think the first collaboration that I did was like a good one was XB Valentine. She's super talented. Shout out to XB. She's super dope. A great person. And then the second feature I got was really big. Another friend of mine named Jay Signs. Super talented guy. I don't know if you ever heard Deontay Hitchcock. I don't know if you know who he is.
That name kind of sound familiar. But
he was on like the Dreamville like collaboration album. So he got a feature with him called Heaven Sent. That song is super dope. So I did a song with him called I Got It. Me and Jay, and that song was super great. And then I have a song dropping July 18th. With this guy named Doman from Houston, and that song was like, fire.
Hey man, with this music stuff, you only one hit away.
Yeah,
you know
seriously.
I mean? You catch that one, you know what I mean? It could create a huge wave. What's the biggest show you've done so far?
The biggest show I've done, I would say it was more of an event, and it was with Paul Wall.
Okay.
So that's some fights, and so Paul Wall performed after the fights, and I performed right after him. And
okay.
So that was a pretty cool experience to say that. And actually, what's funny is I commentated those fights.
And then rapped.
Yeah, I had my suit on, changed from artist fit on, Paul Wall rapped, and then I went on and rapped. So that was probably my biggest performance as far as like resume wise of who I was with.
Dope.
But my biggest show, I think would say even my own. Like I've headlined shows and I've thrown shows. And as far as number wise, like that was.
Are you seeing a lot of your boxing supporters and people that showed you love on the boxing transition to music, or is it two different groups?
Sad enough, no, bro. Like honestly, it kind of like it's actually pretty sad and disappointing.
But I mean, these people want to see you for this reason,
for
right?
For sure.
That's
the only reason why I say it's sad and disappointing is because they know my story. Mm-hmm. But I don't want pity support.
For sure,
I don't want pity support.
Like, I had to do something, man.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, but it's only the reason why I say it is sad and disappointing because a lot of them say they like, oh yeah, no, I'll support you, bro. Mm-hmm. So what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? It's like
you think people were at this point where it was easier to get people to support you on the boxing?
Of course, because people love to say I know him because I was there. Mm-hmm. I was that guy. Right. You know what I'm saying? So they were like, oh, and I'm not saying I was that guy. I was the main motherfucker. But you know what I'm saying? But being signed to Golden Boy is like being drafted in the NBA. We're on the NBA team.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? One of the best promotions in the world.
Yeah.
So you're selected. So they're like, it's convenient, and they like to say it. and I'm not saying everybody, but there are those people that like
to be next to the best.
Yeah.
You know?
So when those people are like, oh yeah, like that's Rincon. That's that guy who's a Golden Boy. Da 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 da. But when they're like, oh, he's not a Golden Boy anymore. Oh, he's just an artist. He's just like, and it's just kind of like. But I've noticed that, and I knew that's what came with it. You know what I'm saying? I know people are gonna like want to run off your name and all that type of stuff. Yeah. So.
Well, look, bro, put it in perspective. Like, you were boxing for what, 10, 15 years before you got your deal with Golden Boy? What, like 10 years, something like that?
I started fighting at 10, so yeah, like 10 years.
So yeah, roughly
like
10 years, and then you go pro. You've been seriously rapping for how long?
Maybe like 2-3 years.
So you building that foundation like you did in boxing. People weren't taking you serious your first 3-4 years in boxing. Yeah. Like, what? Who's this kid fighting in the turn? And you have to show and prove.
Yeah, for sure.
I think with the music, it's the exact same way. You know what I mean? Like, keep tying in your story. Putting your story out there, and I think really telling that story of like going from boxing to music. But we're in a great place, man. New Dallas, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's bringing a lot of light to people that's out here in the city. I know Dallas is going up. Out of all the cities in the country right now, this is one of the best places to be, if not the best right now. Yeah. So right time, right place, bro. Any last thing you want to say before we wrap it up? Where can they find your music? Tell them all that,
Yeah, you can find my music on Spotify, Apple, everywhere, every streaming platform. Rincon is Rincon. That's the Spanish way to say it, but Rincon is what they say in English. Rincon. But you can find my YouTube page, Rincon Music, or Rincon Official Music. Social media, Rincon95 on Instagram. TikTok, Rincon Official 1. And now I just want to give a shout out to you first off, bro. Thanks for having me. This is dope that we get to finally have this because we're always in the gym. We just pass through, but it's always interesting to. I always like to tell my story because I feel like my story has depth, and I think a lot of people don't get to know who I am. For sure. It's important, especially as an artist too, to kind of get that personality, to the side. But shout out to you, bro. You're doing a great job with what you're doing, and you be getting it in too, bro. Like seriously,
bro. Come on, look, you're a pro, bro. Bro, how my hands looking?
Nah, bro, you're doing good. Seriously, like, I'm not even bullshitting just because, bro, like, you're like the sharpest one out of the guys. Because I think you're a really good visual learner. Yeah. I think you know how to watch and you know how to apply it. I'm the same way. Like, I can watch someone do a drill, I'm like, got it. That's all I got to do is watch it once. Right. And program it in your head, like, pretty quickly. I think you're a fast learner.
I tell the people who train with, look, I ain't trying to go pro. I just need to be a pro for 30 seconds. Bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm doing all this training just, not that I'm looking for it.
Yeah.
But sometimes people be having road rage, bro. Some people be disrespectful, bro. And it's just like,
shit, especially out here.
Bro, we live in an era right now, bro, where man.
You got to be able to handle shit with your hands, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because everyone goes the other way.
You just can't let everything slide, bro. We live in an era where everybody let shit slide.
Man, you got to be the bigger person.
I got time today, man. Well, look, bro, I'm glad we could do this,
thank you, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Keep doing what you're doing, bro. Favorite song I heard so far is that All Stars. All Stars. I like that one. So, man, that's a wrap, bro. Everybody follow my guy right here, and we're going to stay in the loop. And if they want to come train with you, they local out here.
Yeah, I'm a personal trainer as well. I know I'm a little bit everywhere with everything, but I'm a personal trainer. So I'm Frisco. I'm located in Frisco. I'm a personal trainer. I do boxing, strength conditioning work, performance work.
We're going to find a way to get you a meal ticket out this boxing game, bro. Golden Boy, man. Send the 3-fight contract. Guaranteed title shot. You win these next 3 fights. It's right there. Man, that's a wrap, bro. It's good.
Slowly changing. This ain't 2016, so you don't know me, baby. You took all the love I had. I think you owe me, baby. That's with the devil, so I'm moving different. Wish it wasn't in the music, just for you to listen. Married to this rap shit, I'm making new commitments. In the studio with Mercy, we go.